We are back with a situation that continues to concern local civil rights leaders.
A year ago, 10 on Your Side examined diversity in local police departments. We uncovered that really no Hampton Roads police departments reflected the communities they're in. As we continue to see clashes between police and the people they serve and protect, we wanted to see if anything has changed or gotten more diverse over the past year. 10 on Your Side's Brandi Cummings has the answer. Brandi?
Anita, Tom, we spent the last several weeks checking which departments increased diversity and which ones didn't. A civil rights leader said he found the results alarming, but one Hampton Roads police chief says he's not surprised.
Every day, men and women in uniform work to enforce the law, sometimes putting their lives on the line. They're often in neighborhoods surrounded by people that don't look like them. One civil rights leader says that needs to change.
I think the police department and the community need to come together and realize that there are some things that need to be addressed.
And at least one Hampton Roads police chief agrees.
My goal would be that our police department makeup is pretty close to what the workforce demographics are in the community.
1 year ago, a 10 on Your Side investigation revealed not one city had a police force that looked like its population. This year, we looked at the latest new numbers and took the results back to the same leaders.
I don't see a real uptick in translation of showing more diversity.
We can't look at this as a sprint, it's a marathon. Meaningful change takes time.
Of the 7 major Hampton Roads cities, 5 of them show an increase in African American officers. Virginia Beach and Portsmouth show a decline.
And to see some cities revert back and actually do countermeasures is kind of alarming.
Speaking generally about demographics, Newport News Police Chief Richard Myers says losing officers for any reason would have an impact. He says recruiting minorities is challenging.
We're working against a national culture where the media has really been dominant in highlighting some really dreadful interactions, and it's eroded public trust, and particularly in communities of color.
I have a fear, an internal fear of the police department. So I don't think it's so much as the community feeling as though, oh, they don't want to be police officers. I think it's more so the fear that's instilled in us from a young age of the imagery that I saw. It's not something that I want to be a part of.
So is there anything that can change that? Norfolk NAACP President Joe Dillard thinks officer training is a start. He says understanding and addressing how police are perceived is also important.
And when you change the perception of the community on the police department, that's when you have a plethora of applications of minorities and everyone to directly represent the community dynamics.
Dillard says he'd like to see police departments change the hiring process and address policies that could put minorities at a disadvantage. That change has already happened in Newport News.
And we found by doing that, we actually increase a little bit the diversity of who gets screened in.
In the past year, Chief Myers has also hired a social media specialist with hopes of reaching non-traditional applicants.
You can't keep doing what you've been doing and expect a different outcome.
Both men agree the numbers in some cities show some progress, but there is more work to be done.
Those police chiefs need to recognize that it's more than just answering to your city council, but you need to answer to the community that you serve as well.
We can't hire people that don't come and say, I want to work with you.
And so you may remember last year we introduced you to this gentleman. He said he wanted to be a police officer. Well, I've been in touch with him over the past year, and he told me he passed the written and physical test, but he failed the run, the 1.5-mile run to be a Norfolk police officer. Bennett Vaughn told me he's now not sure if he wants to be an officer anymore. We do want to mention all the statistics we've compiled for our story are on our website, wavy.com. I'm Brandi Cummings, 10 on Your Side.